Nintendo recently held a Nintendo Direct stream, and in it, they announced a brand new The Legend of Zelda game called The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and today we're going to be discussing it. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Beth, the one and only.
Most of us are in agreement that the Nintendo Direct this summer was very, very good. There were a lot of great announcements, and there were a lot of happy Nintendo fans during the show. And one fan base that got something they really weren't expecting was the Zelda fan base. That's right, we got a brand new The Legend of Zelda game announced at this Nintendo Direct, and this is very surprising considering how recently we got a Zelda game. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom has only been out for a little over a year, and we're already getting another Zelda game, which is really cool, but also really shocking. Another thing that stands out about this game is that it's going to be the first game in series history where Zelda is the protagonist instead of Link.
Very refreshing. Considering all the installments in the series, it's good to finally explore Zelda as a character. I don't know, I can't confirm for sure if this is a sequel to Link's Awakening, but it looks like it is. Can't say as much, but we have a pretty good feeling that it is.
Now, it's worth noting that this is not the first time fans have been able to play as Zelda. It has happened a few times in the past, such as in Smash Bros. Games, or in games such as Hyrule Warriors. This is, however, the first time she's been the protagonist of a mainline Zelda game, so it's definitely something different, but it's something we're hyped for nonetheless. So, we're going to get right into the trailer from here. Also, I just want to say, not calling this game The Legend of Link is a huge missed opportunity. Just saying, that's what I would have called it. The trailer starts with Zelda imprisoned in this purple crystal type thing, and Link fighting bravely to try and free her. After he defeats the enemy that was guarding her, though, he disappears into a rift.
A strange rift at that. We don't know where it goes.
It looks like there's a little bit of gameplay as Link in the beginning here, but we can't confirm that for certain. But I will say that this clip right here definitely looks like Link is being controlled, but we'll just have to see.
Just before Link disappears into the chasm, he shoots one final arrow at Zelda and the crystal imprisoning her. This weakens the crystal enough for Zelda to make her escape.
After Link disappears into the chasm, Zelda starts frantically running, trying to avoid the same fate that Link faced, and she succeeds outrunning the chasm, and from here we get a good look at Hyrule. The music in this game seems to be really pleasant. It reminds me a lot of the kind of music that we heard in Tears of the Kingdom. We don't know if the overall soundtrack is going to be quite that good yet, but I definitely like what I'm hearing so far. After this point in the trailer, the producer of the Legend of Zelda series comes on to explain a little bit about what the title is like, and one thing that he mentions is that rather than emulating Link's gameplay style, Zelda is going to have a style of combat that is completely unique and separate from Link's.
To simplify it further, she's not gonna swing and hack and slash the enemy like Link does. She's gonna have her own thing in this game.
We also learn that there's more than just the rift that swallowed Link up. These rifts have been appearing all over Hyrule for some reason.
This rift is really a black force. It swallows up everything in its path. Kind of like Disney. It doesn't care who you are or where you came from or how good your credit score is. If you're in the way, you're gonna disappear into the rift. Yeah.
Early on in her journey, Zelda meets a really strange-looking fairy named Tri, and also receives something called the Tri-Rod. These two things seem to be connected to her new style of gameplay.
Gets the player excited because not only does the fairy look mysterious, but this opens up a whole new world of possibilities for Zelda.
After receiving the Tri-Rod, it seems that Zelda now has the power to copy items such as tables. This is the first item that we see her test it out on. The trailer says that she waves the Tri-Rod at the table and she can now duplicate it, which seems to imply that duplicating items and placing them strategically will be a big part of this game's gameplay.
It'll take a little logic to get through the levels. The duplications are called echoes.
I think this implies that the gameplay is going to be very puzzle-based, which is neat because I think that those games can be really fun if done correctly. I think that there might be some real challenge to getting through this game. We don't know how much, but if there's some challenging yet intriguing puzzles in the game, I would really like that. I hope they put this mechanic to good use.
From what we see from the trailer, you can clone everything from objects in the stage to monsters even. I'm a little curious as to how many clones you could make, but still an interesting concept.
The trailer also says that once you learn to make an echo of something, you can create echoes of that item whenever you want. So if you create an echo of a little table, you can use it wherever you want to get past a certain cliff that might be blocking your progression. It's really a neat concept.
Now, I know the game says you can create items that you've copied whenever you want, but I wonder how far it'll actually go with that. Is it limited, or get what I'm saying?
Realistically, there has to be some limitations to it, but if it's anything like Tears of the Kingdom, you'll be able to do a lot with it.
I'm excited to find out.
In the trailer, we see Zelda copying a lot of things, water blocks, beds, and as she goes through the game's world and uses these items to progress, the trailer says you can use any combination of these items however you'd like, which really gets me excited. I'm thinking about all the fun stuff that I used Ultra Hand for in Tears of the Kingdom, and if this is anything like that, it's going to be a fun time.
It's totally going to be something like that because the menu style is very similar to Tears of the Kingdom as far as items go.
And from here, we learn a little bit more about how Zelda fights. In the trailer, we see that she can simply throw objects like rocks at her enemies, but she can also create echoes of monsters, and those monsters can fight your battles for you Pokemon style.
Yeah, that's right, for all you Pokemon fans or Pocket Monster fans, Digimon fans, etc. If you like monsters that bend to your will at your beck and call, you'll like this game, because apparently not only can you copy objects, but you can also copy monsters.
That's right, guys. Zelda's a Pokemon trainer now.
Instead of the hack and slash thing that Link does, Zelda just throws monsters she found out on the field at the enemy.
That's kind of savage, but it's savage in a really cool way.
There's no such thing as fair in a fight.
Hey, if she wants to be a Pokemon trainer, I'm all for that.
It's them or her.
It also seems to be implied that monsters can do more than just fight, that they could also potentially help us solve puzzles and whatnot. The trailer says that they have different abilities and, you choose which ones you want to use based on the situation, so it seems like there's a very wide array of things that these monsters that you can echo can actually do, and I'm really excited to see how far that goes. I want these to be put to really good use. I think it has the potential to be a great mechanic. After this, the series producer gives us a little more info on the game. He says that the Echo ability is related to Zelda's wisdom, and he also says that there is a lot of echoes in the game, so many that he hasn't even counted them all yet, which sounds intimidating, but really cool. He also says that how you solve puzzles and battle enemies will change depending on the echoes used. The implication here is that this game has a lot of room for variation depending on how you play it.
Much like Tears of the Kingdom, it seems like it's roughly up to the player.
He also ends the trailer by saying they've created a game where each player's experience will be different, which makes it sound even more vast. The game looks absolutely fun and really intriguing, and I'm really excited to get into it. It comes out pretty soon.
I can say that I, too, am looking forward to this installment. I think that not only the Echo mechanic, but just the game in general and the aesthetic of it is going to be very cozy, especially around the holidays.
This game is likely going to be a big holiday seller, and in my opinion, it's a really good swan song for the Switch. It looks like it's going to be one of the last games that come out for it before we get the successor console, but really, really good nonetheless. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate your viewership, and if you liked what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe. Give us some love.
If you liked what you saw, tell us about it. If you didn't like what you saw, tell me about it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out.
Yes, and if you're really excited for this game, like, comment, and subscribe, because Zelda is a series that we're very intrigued by, and we're going to be covering it quite extensively wherever it goes. So if you want to hear more Zelda, follow us.